Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this session on internationalizing in Europe in 2021. My name is Jessica Walker, and I'm European Project Manager at Lample Biotherapies. The purpose of today's webinar is multiple, so we're going to be presenting 3 European projects to you and the different forms of support that they can offer in terms of creating international partnerships and collaborations. The criteria for the projects are a little bit different, so stay tuned. For the first project, Boost4health, you may not, it's eligible for companies who are in Northwest Europe and Boost4health regions, but stay tuned, because if you're not eligible for that, there's other possibilities after through the cluster exchange program. So we're going to be presenting these two different possibilities for exchanges. So we're also going to be hearing from 2 companies who are going to testify about experiences that they've already had, Mind Over Matter from the UK and Aide Biotech from Spain. And then we're going to be hearing from 3 companies who are currently looking for collaboration. So BCOL and EpiQmax from Germany and Kaya Labs from France. So we've got quite a lot to do over the next hour, so I won't keep it very long of the introduction. Just some housekeeping rules. Everyone is on mute, so you have the possibility to ask questions, and please do. We'd love to hear from you, but that's the way that the GoToWebinar is. We're going to be receiving all of the slides after, and you can also contact any of your cluster managers for help or support as well. So without any further ado, I'm going to give the floor to our first speaker, who is Ria Hain from Noord-Brabant Development Agency, who's going to present the Boost4health project. And I give the floor over to you, Ria.
Yes, thank you very much, Jessica. Well, welcome to you all on this special session about all kinds of possibilities to give your company a boost. Well, also, I have a question, Jessica. When there is a question in the chat, can you ask it? Because I don't see anything except my own screen. So
yeah, no problem.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Okay, perfect. Well, I'm going to take you for the next 10 minutes through the Boost4health project very briefly. We are a project what's running already for several years, and we started a new phase last year. We are in a, it's called capitalization phase, and the regions who are involved in this Boost4health project are, well, from the Netherlands. I come from Noord-Brabant, but also the region of Gelderland-Overijssel. In Belgium, we have Walloon. The whole of Ireland is part of the project. In France, we have the regions of Bretagne, Hauts-de-France, Pays de la Loire, Le Centre, Val-de-Loire. I hope I pronounce it correctly. In Germany, we have 2 regions involved, Aachen and the region of Stuttgart. In the United Kingdom, the region of Kent. And in Spain, Catalonia. These regions are working together to create an international growth for SMEs. We really want to increase their TRL levels, and we want them to help to fasten to get the products to the market. So we also want to help you with internationalization and bringing your products to another region or to another market. In the end, of course, for Interact, it's important that it creates new jobs, but that's, of course, a long-term development. When I talk about SMEs, a little bit about terminology. SMEs, we use the definition of the European Commission. It's a lot above 250 as full-time people. I'm sorry about my confusement. And for a service provider, we mean an organization who provides services to help your organization make a next step. With growth intermediary, we mean the local contact person in the regions I just mentioned. So if you want to look up your local contact person, please check our website, boost4health.eu. There you find all this information again.
We're not seeing the slides moving. It's still on the opening slide.
Oh, okay. Wait, I try something else. And now, because I am moving, nothing is happening.
For me, it's still the opening slide. No.
And now? Oh God! Look, how can we solve this? Maybe now I see myself. I paused for a second.
Yeah, pause and sharing.
Maybe we can sharing again.
Yeah.
Because we tried it before and then it worked.
Yeah. So we still see the first slide.
Okay. Well, I don't see any slides anymore. I see myself.
Okay, now
What I also
try
yes?
sharing again. I think it may work now.
Then I should get a button. Yeah, great. Show my screen. Okay, we can try. And if not, then I just tell my story. And if people have questions about it, let me know. We will send the slides afterwards so that people can have a look at it again. So then we will, then they will see. I don't see my slides. I only see myself.
So now we can see the first slide again.
How do I get to the slides? It's so strange. This is very strange. Well, what I'm going to do, well, I'm going, and now?
No, maybe I can share my slides. I have your PowerPoint, so we can maybe see if mine works.
Maybe that's a good idea.
Sorry
because, yeah, the technical stuff, that's always the same. You practice it up front and then still in the end, it's not working always properly, but I think all people in the meeting know these problems. We'll try it again.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so continue, Ria.
Okay, and you can go to the next slide. Yes, here I mentioned the regions who are involved. Well, you see it on the map. It's very clear, I think. You can go to the next slide. I told something about our objective, what we want to achieve. And we want to help life science and medical technology SMEs to get faster to the market. And well, we want to increase your TRL levels. You can go to the next slide, please. Thank you. Here I told you something about the terminology we use. What is an SME? What is a service provider? What's a growth intermediary? And if you want to know more information, go to our website, boost4health.eu. Yes, you can go to the next slide, please. We have 3 activities to offer. We support a network. We try to create a community of all kinds of SMEs and service providers together to help our SMEs grow further internationally. We also give some coaching for this, for international growth. We do matchmaking activities, but the most important part for today is that we support microfinancing through vouchers. You can go through the next slide, please, Jessica. Yes, we have 2 small vouchers. And now I already hear you thinking, oh, those are such small amounts. And that's right, you're right, those are small amounts. But what we try to achieve is not to grant activities, but just to grant the start of an activity. So these vouchers are just to help you, to give discounts, to get things started. When you think about the connection vouchers, when you go to the next slide, Jessica, I can explain. These are the overall eligibility criteria. You have to be an SME, you have to be located in the Boost4health regions, you have to work in the field of life science and medical technology, and you have not received state aid above the de minimis ceiling, and that is 200,000 euros in 3 years. Not all regulations are applying with de minimis, but for this Boost4health program, it's an important requirement. If you have questions about it, I can imagine you can always contact us about it, and then we will see if this is a problem for your company or not. If you go to the next slide, please. So what I want to tell you about the connection vouchers. The connection vouchers are 500 euros, and it's not a lot of money. But when you're planning, for example, to go to the Bio Europe in the end of this month, the entrance fees of online events are sometimes very high. And it's also sometimes a very big cost to promote yourself on those events. So these 500 euros could help you to get a kind of discount on the things you already have planned. So therefore you could use it also for joining the Medica this year. We all, of course, hope that we can travel again this year, because originally it was meant for traveling costs, travel and accommodation. But we also broaden it up now to online events. So maybe that could help your activities as well. When you go to the next slide, please. The support vouchers are 1,500 euros. This also sounds not like a lot of money, but I can imagine that when you have found via a connection voucher a contact in another country or in another region in Northwest Europe, and you want to work with this service provider or with this collaboration partner or SME, sometimes it helps when you can start with a little bit of a small feasibility study or just a one-day work to get to know each other and really find out what you want from each other. And there, this 1,500 euro voucher comes in. So you could ask for this voucher just to ask another party to come up with an in-depth offer, for example. Usually service providers make a lot of offers. Sometimes they copy paste, sometimes they make it a little less specific than for your own company. But with this money, you could get a really good in-depth offer for the things you need. And this is an example, but it could also be maybe some first insights in reimbursement procedures in a certain region, or it could help you with get an overview of funding in a certain region. So these are little helps, but it can make for you a big step. Have to proceed with these activities and finally get to know some things what you always want to know from another region. So it helps to be a little bit creative with it. There are a lot of possibilities, and 1,500 euros, if you can get this money, it's always nice to have and get things started. You can go to the next slide, please. When you're not located in a Boost4health region, don't worry, because you always can earn money from SMEs in the Boost4health regions. We have a very large database on our website where we put in all kinds of service providers our SMEs could use. So when you are a service provider, go to our website, Boost4health, and register yourself as a service provider. You will be in the database, and SMEs of our regions can find you, and maybe that will grow your business. It's also an extra publicity for your activities internationally. So it could help you as well to get more income, to find clients, and to get assignments for your expertise. You can go to the next slide, please. Are there any questions? It's always a little bit of a challenge to talk in another language than your own native language. I hope I was very clear. And when there are no questions, then I want to give the word back to Jessica.
Oh, there's one question. It says participation after Brexit. Is there a limitation of UK SMEs participation after Brexit?
No, there is no limitation. The regulations for the UK are the same as for the other regions at this moment. For this program, we got an exception, but of course, in the future, after this program has ended, we don't know how it really will work. But at this moment, there are no special restrictions. Yes?
Another question?
Yes.
Questions are coming. Can a service provider use a support voucher for another service provider?
When the service provider is an SME, so not a knowledge institute or a university or whatever, but when the service provider is an SME and they are located in a Boost4health region, they can use the support voucher.
Okay.
And then there's another question. The service provider has to be from a different country from ours.
Right. It's all about cross-border international relationships. So when I, for example, have an SME in our region in North Brabant, I always have to stimulate that this SME works together with another country. So not only with another region, because we also have another Dutch region, what is a Boost4health region, but we want to stimulate that companies get to know other countries and other regions. So it has to be cross-border.
Okay, then someone has asked if it's possible to have the slides and materials presented in the webinar. Yes.
For sure.
Then if I am interested in a particular EU region, do you provide contacts to experts, agents who can help me with my market research, or do I have to find such experts myself?
No, we have, well, first we have the database on our website where a lot of service providers are who are also specialists in market insights and so on. But the local contact persons of the Boost4health regions also can help you with finding the right service provider. We also have a system where we have of course a lot of contact with each other, all the project partners, and when there is a specific question from a company, we always can ask it to the other partners in the other regions, and they are specifically going to look for the right contact. Yeah.
Okay, and then what is the submission process in summary from these supports, please?
Yeah, well, we try to keep it lean and mean as possible. So you go to the website Boost4health. There you can register and you get a login code. So as soon as you have expressed your interest, you get a login code in your email. And with this login code, you can apply for a connection voucher or support voucher. The support voucher process is very easy. It's almost one page of some questions you have to fill in. You submit, and automatically you will receive an email with confirmation that we have received your application. We are going to have a look at it and see if it fits all the requirements of the project, and then you get a positive notification or a negative notification with the reason why. But usually when you had upfront contact with your contact person in the region, most of the time it will mostly be a positive notification, because then you have already upfront checked all the requirements.
Okay, and then we'll maybe just take one more question and then move on. There was just one, can I link the voucher to a physical visit to a trade fair and extend my stay to meet potential business partners?
Yes, you can do that, of course. Well, the connection voucher is maximum 500 euros. So as long as you fit within the 500 euros, or you make more costs, but then the extra costs are for your own account, but then you can use this connection voucher as well. Yes, for sure.
Okay, so quite a few questions. Thank you so much, Ria.
Yeah, okay, you're welcome.
For taking those. If anyone thinks of any other questions in the course of the webinar or later on, don't hesitate to contact us. We're more than happy to answer. So thank you so much, Ria.
Okay, thank you very much, Jessica.
Okay, so to move on to the next part of the webinar, I'm going to present briefly the CE4Big project. It should have been my colleague Joelle from BioWin who was presenting, but unfortunately she's not feeling well, so I'm going to present it. And then I'm also going to give the floor over to Annalisa Zuccotti, who will present briefly as well the CELIS project. So we're going to hear a little bit more about these initiatives. So CE4Big is close to excellence for business, innovation and growth in the health sector. It is a project that aims to stimulate innovation in personalized medicine to boost SME business and growth. And we are 4 European health clusters in this project. So there's Atlampol Biotherapies, which is based in Western France as the coordinator of the project. And then we also have BioWin, which is the health cluster of Wallonia in Belgium, BioM in Germany, and Cluster Life Science Krakow in Poland. So the aim is to support the development of advanced therapies for personalized medicine. And there are 2 kind of main parts to this project. There's the part that's based on the cluster excellence and working on our cluster services. But the other part of the project is what we call the cluster exchange. And these cluster exchanges, it's a pilot program by the European Commission to initiate exchanges between clusters. And in the framework of our project, we should organize 52 of these. So these exchanges are short-term exchanges of a duration between 3 and 30 days. And the aim is to encourage and facilitate transnational cooperation. So the exchanges can be a wide range of different activities. For example, initiating joint market research or developing new business opportunities, working on project development, innovation and R&D, taking a fresh look at existing business operations, understanding SME finance, looking at branding, sales and marketing of a cluster or company, job shadowing, or training activities. So as you can see, the exchanges themselves can cover quite a wide variety of activities. They just have to last for a minimum of 3 days and a maximum of 30 days. So here are some examples. I don't have any concrete examples because it's a program that was started just when the COVID crisis hit, so we don't have so many examples, but just to give you some ideas, it could be providing on-the-job training for visiting on-the-job training to facilitate and consolidate development of cluster and partnering activities. It could be sharing experience and information, looking at obstacles and challenges in a pre-identified area, enhancing market access, identifying new potential partners across Europe, and supporting the networking between clusters from different COSME countries. So it's EU members as well as the UK and some other countries as well that are participating in COSME programs. So who is it for? The way that it works is that you have a visiting organization and a host organization, and these should be cluster members, cluster organizations and business network organizations, scaling up support organizations. So this can be tech centers, research institutes, digital innovation hubs, fab labs, creative hubs, resource efficiency service providers, incubators and accelerators who importantly are cluster members, or SMEs that are cluster members. So to participate, you have to fit this criteria. There is some support, some financial support that can be given to visiting organizations for a physical exchange. We can organize these exchanges virtually, but the financial support is a lump sum for the travel costs of going to the host organization, and this support can be given to the organizations that are part of our clusters who are partners in the project, but they can go anywhere within Europe. So we're really keen to collaborate to initiate exchanges with cluster organizations outside of our partnership, and cluster members as well. So as I mentioned, it has to be between 3 and 30 days, and it's within COSME participating countries, so the whole of the European Union and beyond as well, with certain countries. The way that it's done, you can find a partner. So there's a platform called the Cluster Exchange platform. I put the link in the PowerPoint so you can see. And the idea is that you put your profile on the platform, and then based on your profile, so what you're looking for, where you want to go, it matches you with a different organization or company with whom you could work. So there's that as a possibility. It could also be, we know, I think you know how to find partners through LinkedIn, or also directly contacting cluster organizations, so myself or other members of our project, or talking to your own cluster managers to identify partners, and of course using different platforms to identify. So this is just a brief presentation, but I put the link for the Cluster Exchange platform in here, the link also to our website and our contact details if you have any questions regarding the Cluster Exchange. And I will now give the floor over to Annalisa Zuccotti. If you're there, Annalisa.
Yeah, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah,
hello.
Perfect. So thank you very much for the introduction to the Cluster Exchange scheme. We are also a partnership called CELIS, Cluster Excellence in Life Sciences Internationalization of SMEs. Our partnership is another strategic European partnership that have access also to these cluster exchange vouchers. So I'm not going into detail how it works because Jessica just explained that, but I would like also to show you our partnership. We are BioRen, I'm representing BioRen in Southwest Germany, around Heidelberg. We are coordinating the project. We have 10 partners around Leuven in the Flemish Brabant region. We have a partner in entire Denmark with BioPeople, and with the Tartu Biotechnology Park also in Estonia. So you could use, can you just click one. Yeah, you can use these vouchers, this support to establish first connection with other partners in this region and in entire European region. So I liked a lot how Ria posed that. Obviously, the 1,100 euros are not solving or supporting big actions, but as a first visit or an exchange with another company, maybe you want to send one of your employees to learn a new technique. So this could be also the occasion to support travel and accommodation for this employee. So you have always to consider that has to be cross-border, and we are very interested in advancing in digitalization. Especially in Estonia, they are really at the forefront of this. We are also interested in micro and nano electronics. This is a specialty at Leuven around IMEC. We are interested in biomarkers and companion diagnostic in Denmark and in multiomics here in Heidelberg. But this is just an example of what you could cooperate about. This is not limited. So if you can go to the next slide. So these are my contact points. You will receive also the slides. You can look at the sales profile website and there see all the cluster and the members. You can use the website to connect with other members, but easily you can contact the cluster managers, and there we can help you finding the right partners and support you with the travel and accommodation vouchers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Annalisa. Linda, were there any questions for that part?
No question for the moment.
Okay, so there were no questions for this. So we're now going to move on to our next speaker, which is Jesus Puroy from, sorry if I mispronounced that, from Aide Biotech in Spain. Jesus benefited from a Boost4health voucher from the previous round. So if you want to just give us a little bit, tell us a little bit about your experience and how that worked. And I give the floor over to you.
Hello everybody. Thanks for the opportunity of giving my testimony here. And so first, let me tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. As Jessica said, we are Aide Biotech. It's a company based in Barcelona, and we work with a broad spectrum antiviral that we use to develop vaccines and therapies for a number of diseases, with a particular focus on diseases that affect people in low middle income countries and also pediatric diseases. So our main focus, of course, is human health, and we are, let's say, an early stage pharma company. But we also, because our technology it can go in a number of different directions. So we wanted to explore uses of our core technology as novel food ingredients, nutraceutical, medicinal food, something that is not exactly in the same category as a therapy. And for that, we benefited from your support because we found a provider in Britannia that was an expert in regulatory affairs for this kind of novel food products. So they did some work for us, and it was very good. And then when it was the time to present the final results, I applied and I obtained a travel voucher. Okay, so what's the point of a travel voucher? Why would I do that instead of having a call like what we are doing now? Okay, this person was based in Britain, and I am based in Barcelona. For me to travel to Britain, it takes basically one whole day because you can go, but then you cannot come back. It's complicated. So, but both of us agreed that it was important to meet face to face, because there are things that you can convey by mail or by a call, but there are things, especially if you want to go deep into the ramifications of one particular piece of work, that are a lot easier to discuss face to face. So we agreed to meet in Paris, which was convenient for both of us because you can come and go in one day, you don't have to spend the night. And so we had, a rather long meeting there where she presented the final report of the work she had done for me. Of course, I had many questions because I had read the report beforehand, so we could go deeper into some of the aspects, and then we could take a lot of time or quite some time to consider next steps and network opportunities. So by the time I came back to Barcelona, I had not only a full report fully discussed, but also I had a few leads to follow. And over the following weeks and even months, this was 2 summers ago, right? So July 19, and right even until the end of the year, we were still exchanging follow-up emails, and probably a lot of it has to do with let's say the human connection of meeting face to face. If you don't do it, it's not a big deal, but if you do it, I think it's a bonus. That's in a nutshell. That's my experience with the travel vouchers. I don't know if you would like to know anything else.
So you continued your collaboration for a couple of months after you joined together?
Months, and because we're an early stage, and this was a company dealing with regulatory affairs, we are not there yet. Okay, what I wanted and what I got was a plan. Okay, so what do I have to do to be able to hire you in a few years' time? So that's what she gave. So now I'm working on that.
Okay, well, it's a good example of how it can be used, and hopefully it will be possible for us to travel soon to have these face-to-face meetings. We hope.
Yeah.
I don't know, Linda, if were there any questions or to Jesus?
No question. No.
No? Okay, well, thank you so much for testifying.
Thank you all. It was great.
Really pleased that it was a good success story for the travel voucher. I think now we're just going to have a video of the company Mind Over Matter from the UK, who also benefited from vouchers in the first round of the Boost4health project. So we're going to show the video, if it works.
It can take some few seconds to launch the video.
Okay, it doesn't seem to be working. Maybe we could see if we can press it at the end, if it has time to load. I don't know what you think, Linda.
Yeah, maybe we can try later.
Okay, so then we'll maybe try and show the video at the end. I would now pass the floor over to Maria Lamotke. I don't know if I pronounced your name right, who is from the company Bicol, based just outside of Munich in Germany. I give the floor over to you, Maria, if we stop the video. Okay. Hello,
Okay.
Maria.
Hello, everyone. So now I'm in the process of starting my video and my presentation. Okay. So, are you able to see my presentation now?
No.
Okay, then I try one more time. So it should work now, right? I hope so.
We still don't see.
So I see my presentation in front of me, so let me know if you also can see it, that we can start.
No,
No,
I
we
don't
can't
see.
see it.
No, we can't see it. Did you press the play button under share?
Okay, one more time.
We get there with these technical issues.
The learning by doing, that's saying this.
Yeah.
So I tried to press it, but then it moved me back to out of the presentation. So so according to the buttons, it should be there now.
No, we don't see.
Oh, we'll try again. Okay, now it should be working.
So how about now?
No, we still don't see.
No.
Okay. That's the same with like with RIA. You keep practicing, and then the day
And then
of webinar, it's not working the same.
Yes,
now, oh, no,
that is faith.
This is Linda's screen. So yeah, maybe
So
try.
the other way around. So I share my screen. Do you see it now?
No, we still don't see.
Do we have the slides?
No, I don't have your slides.
Oh, really? I sent it to you yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Interesting.
Okay, I'll double check. Maybe if you want to start with the introduction, and I'll see if I can find them.
Okay. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And today I wanted to introduce you the accessible biological relevant compounds. And here I would give a brief presentation of Bicol and opportunities you might be looking for. As a biotech company, we have a mission to envision the drugs of the future. And Bicol strongly believes that bioactive plant-derived small molecules are the most promising starting points for any drug discovery program. Additionally, we offer an outstanding knowledge in high-tech natural product chemistry and validated experience in medicinal chemistry. And the great advantage here is that our approach serves both biological screening approaches as well as biochemical high throughput screening setups in the initial discovery phase. Yeah, so I'm currently on the slide 3. Bicol has successfully initiated larger European project, and with a headquarter in Munich. We manage and handle international projects internally for the whole group and externally for various partners and clients, from small research groups to big corporates. So over the 20 years of experience, we have executed over 800 projects from a size of several hundred euros and just less than 4 weeks to multi-million euro projects with a lifespan of years, from early drug discovery to a market introduction. On the slide 4, you will see what type of clients or partners Bicol is looking for. So normally these are the partners who plan to bring small molecule drugs to the market fast with an established screening test system, and who want to find a qualified drug candidates to start the drug discovery program. And from the field of expertise, it includes not only pharmaceuticals, but only cosmetics, nutraceuticals, and agriculture. On the next slide, you will see that Bicol offers natural product drug discovery, medicinal chemistry, and synthetic surfaces. The potential partnership might include access to unique set of compounds, rapid structure elucidation, synthesis, and lead optimization projects. Moreover, we can support the project by capability of biological data interpretation and knowledge of intellectual property and some of patent aspects. On the next slide, explain you the reason why we are looking for such a personal and intensive exchange, because we assume it's a key criterion for any collaboration. And what we thought about, it could be a 3 days meeting to dive into the world of small molecules drug discovery and to understand why plant-derived natural products could be the best starting point in any drug discovery program, and what could be the potential of patenting in this field. And on the last slide, you would see some of the clients we were working for, and as well as contact details. And it would be great to greet you personally, and it's nice that you have joined in the webinar today. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you, Maria. So I don't know if there were any questions for Maria. I don't know if you saw. Yeah. I don't think there are any questions, but just to comment that BioM, as the regional cluster management organization, is happy to support any interested company setting up this exchange. So we have the support from BioM as well. But I think there weren't any questions, so we'll move on to the next presentation. Thank you so much, Maria. I now give the floor to Dr. Moritz Wolke-Albert from EPIQ Max. If you'd like to take the floor is yours.
So do you see then the screen now?
Yes.
You see the presentation?
We can see the presentation, yes.
Excellent. This is good to know. And thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to present ourselves today. And my name is Moritz. I'm co-founder of EPIQ Max. And actually our aim is to follow up what the former president of the United States, the former president, which was Barack Obama, said back in 2015, which is about precision medicine. This type of medicine is actually aiming to delivering the right treatments at the right time and every time to the right person. And we do believe that this is really an important aspect. And I want to show you the opportunity, or actually also the demand of that, which is actually shown by, for example, the example of colorectal cancer. Here, what I'm showing you is the number needed to treat of people to actually get a better outcome than a control outcome. So this number needed to treat is 15 in the case of colorectal cancer, which means you need to treat 15 people in order to get one healthy outcome of that, which is nevertheless not a bad number, but there's still room for improvement, I would say. And so EPIQ Max aims for the solution to improve the efficacy and also the success of treatment by personalizing and individualizing actually the treatment. And we do so by analyzing the epigenetic modifications. Epigenetic modifications describe a class of modifications that occur on your DNA, on your genetic information, and dynamically influence the genetic code. And this is highly dynamic due to its interaction with our lifestyle and also with our interaction with the environment. So by analyzing epigenetic modifications, we claim that we can actually analyze then the modifications of the people and adjust treatments and also monitoring much more specifically and improve the efficacy of testing here. So how do we do this? We have a three-step approach. First of all, we have a kit developed that is able to extract so-called epigenetic modifications also from clinical samples, which can be in this case tissue or blood samples. We are much quicker in this process than anybody else in the market. Then finally, or like in the middle part, we analyze things on a mass spectrometer because it's protein modifications that we look on at and not DNA modifications. And this is why we use a mass spectrometer, not a sequencing machine. And finally, we have very good expertise in-house on bioinformatic tools, which is then able to visualize and interpret those results pretty straightforward. Let me show you one example in which we looked at tissue samples from CRC patients that you see on the left side. The orange bars represent the rows that come from actual real CRC tissue, whereas the green bars indicate the samples that come from the stroma, the surrounding tissue of the colorectal cancer. And in parallel, we analyze the plasma samples of the respective CRC patients, or the green, which were healthy patients. So at the moment, you do not see from this clustering any differences, but what we do see is that the most abundant modifications from tissue can be also found in plasma, which is then arguing for the possibility of liquid biopsy. And secondly, with our algorithms and modeling approaches, we were able to find modifications that differ in plasma between diseased and cancer. And we are about to publish this in April, so I would say stay tuned and follow us on our social media to get to know about this study. Our team is actually composed of the founders, Victor and me, together with Axel. We founded the company 2018. We are now roughly 2.5 years in market. We have actually processed a number of projects, and we are very proud to have also one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies with us. And we are supported by some external advisors that help us on business development side and other tasks. So similar to BCall, we are situated in Martinsried, a thriving and very interactive area here in Martinsried for biotechs. And to come to the point of today, I want to actually say that we are looking for biomarker discovery projects. We are looking for epigenetic drug development projects, clearly, but always we're also looking for how can we apply epigenetics in a wider area. Is it not just for cancer, but for many other diseases, for example? And so we are always curious to team up with partners and foster international exchange. If you're curious about us, then we can offer to you biochemical expertise and very much long-standing expertise in epigenetics. And we have our mass spec here, so this is a tool that can be used for many applications. And finally, we have a strong bioinformatics team, and so we claim ourselves to be a bioinformatics and machine learning powerhouse. So this is it. It was great to talk to you, and this is EpiQMax, and feel free to contact me or come to BioM and ask any question. Thank you.
Thank you, Moritz. So that's perfect. It's a really good example of someone who's looking for a concrete collaboration. So don't hesitate to contact EpiQMax and Moritz if you have or BioM or ourselves if you have any questions for Moritz regarding this collaboration. I would
Jessica?
like to know, yeah.
Jessica, there is a question for Moritz.
Okay.
Yeah. Could you also be interested in projects regarding computational models for cancer therapies?
Absolutely, yes. This is something that we are currently looking for. We are also actually enlarging our team on this aspect. So I think there can be definitely a very interesting collaboration on that. So please feel free to contact us, me, and I think we are always open for a digital coffee with some telephone video call.
Okay, perfect. We'll do the link.
Okay. Thank you, Moritz. Okay, so we're moving on to our last speaker for today, Pierre-Alex Dancer, who's from Kaya Labs in Nantes. So Pierre-Alex, I leave the floor to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, my name is Pierre-Alex Dancer from the company Kaya Labs. So I hope I can share my screen. Here it comes. Perfect. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. I'm glad to have the possibility to present to Kaya Labs. We're a young company, started in 2018. So I'm the CEO of the company, and I founded the company with two associates. We're based in Nantes, in France, and we're developing optical instrumentation for biomedical research. We have clients for the moment more and in Northern Europe, but also in Asia. But we're definitely planning to expanding to. Happy to work with other countries as well. I was telling you that we develop in vivo, optical imaging systems. We have a first type of systems for in vivo fluorescence imaging. The systems we develop are what we called so open fluorescence. They have an open architecture, so it's not a black box as other commonly used systems, but the systems have an optical head, and you can easily image the animals. So either small or large animals, and possibly manipulate them or like perform surgery. And that's important because like we have one application of researchers developing molecules targeting biomarkers, among others tumor biomarkers, for example, and the fluorescent molecules are quite often developed so as to be brought to the clinical use later. The application being the to guide surgeons to for tumor removal, to perform surgery to remove the tumor, and have the help of fluorescent that will guide the surgeon and tell him or her where the tumor is. That's one application. We have also developed a system that works in the infrared imaging, where okay, so I don't have. I can start again. I hope you will see the movies, which will come, I hope. So what I wanted to illustrate anyway, so hoping you see the videos, is the fact that we have a new type of system working with infrared imaging, so beyond 1000 nanometer invisible light. But what's interesting is that in this spectral range there is much less scattering of the photons, so we get much better images. And here you have two examples where we can see the vascularization of intestines in pigs, or of the muscle of a rat. So that's done in vivo. It's invasive for the pig, but it's non-invasive for the rats. The resolution is actually even better than what you see, because there's some compression for the to the video to allow it to be broadcasted. Okay, we do also have a second type of systems working for ex vivo imaging. So actually what we propose is 3D histology. The technique is very simple, because we use serial block face imaging. Basically, we're going to take an organ embedded in paraffin, put it in a microdome, and then slice it. And each time we make a slice, we're going to record an image. You don't need any specific staining for that. And it's quite fast, because we can look at like organs like the heart or liver and get 3D images within an hour. And we can look at the vascularization of the organs. Again, no specific staining needed. So it's very simple. You just need to ship us your samples. We also propose the systems, the camera for. Here you have some examples. So different examples. You see the heart in 3D that I showed previously. Sorry, the cervix for you, and the ovary from a fish. Noteworthy, we just improved the resolution by 4-fold for these images, so we can get much better images now. Okay. So we're interested in partners who are experienced with the image processing and among others 3D reconstruction for optical tomography, but also for vessel segmentation, whether in 2 dimensions or 3 dimensions. And we're also interested in partnering with companies developing companies or laboratories developing fluorescent probes for in vivo use, especially for the NI2, so anything that will emit above 1000 nanometers. And so what we propose our in vivo fluorescent imaging systems. They are quite compact, and we can easily travel with them. So we can do on-site or off-site imaging on small or large animals. The 3D histology, as I told you, it's quite easy because you just need, if you're interested, you just need to ship us your organs. We just call that like kind of ship and collect. And then we can also develop custom optical instrumentation if there is a specific needs for biomedical research. Thank you for your attention, and happy to answer any question, but otherwise wish you a great continuation for the webinar.
Thank you, Pierre-Alix. So yeah, another really good example of potential for collaboration. I don't know if we received any questions in the chat, Linda.
In fact, it's the same question than the other one. Are you looking for computation? Excuse me, computational models for cancer therapy, also for your business?
No, I don't think we are looking for that. We are developing solutions like optical imaging for our clients, but we're not developing ourselves therapies.
No other question.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Pierre-Alix, and for everyone watching, really don't hesitate. Yeah, don't hesitate to contact our speakers or contact us. We're more than happy to set up and help facilitate these collaborations. I guess we have just a few more minutes. We could maybe see if the video is working before we say goodbye.
Okay.
Do you want to just maybe see? We try again. And if it's not working, we can always send it to you in the email so you can watch it in your.
Exporting can be difficult for Kent life science SMEs due to the differences in healthcare systems and regulations. Boost4health aims to overcome these barriers.
The main ways in which Boost4health has helped my business is it has provided us with the knowledge about what we can bring to market, how we can protect what we are bringing to market, so that ultimately when it comes to commercializing on the innovation, we know that we have protection around us. I'm Melissa Kapoor and I am founder of Mind Over Matter MedTech. The problem that we're trying to solve is how do we reduce dementia incidence in the next elderly generation. So what we're developing is a tool for identifying people who are at high risk for developing dementia, decades before they show the earliest symptoms. So I received 5 pots of support from Boost4health. It's been a fantastic program for me. The first being a travel voucher to go out to Spain to meet with the company to discuss partnership opportunities, to collaborate on actually developing the prototype. Subsequently, we used that meeting to put together an application for the budget impact voucher. We then received a travel voucher and a market access voucher to go out to Germany to receive one-to-one support on regulations, to understand what are the regulatory requirements that we will have to fulfill to actually be able to go onto the European market. Finally, we received a product validation voucher for us to understand what is our freedom to operate, so searching through what are the patents already out there that restrict what we could commercialize in the future. Now we have an ally and a partner in Spain, opens up automatically some of the hospitals within Spain that we might in the future run our clinical trials. We now have a European perspective.
Okay, so that was just a quick video from the company Mind Over Matter, based in the UK, who are also testifying about how useful the voucher had been for them. So I think that is everything. If there were no more questions, I would then like to thank our speakers for presenting today, and thank you for participating in the webinar. I hope it's been useful for you and that you can take something away from this. Don't hesitate to contact us, cluster managers, your own cluster managers, if you have any questions, or also the companies who presented. Please feel free to contact us and we'd be more than happy to assist you in that. So you're going to receive the slides in the coming days, and we'll be in touch with those. Thank you very much.